We're in Good Friday, and these are olive trees, for those who are not familiar. A younger one. And there we have the setting moon, the full moon of Easter waning now, because it marks Pesach, which started just a week before us. Before Easter, before Holy Week. Our calendar is tied to the Sunday after the full moon, because Easter Sunday is Easter Sunday, whereas the day of the Pesach doesn't matter, it's the date that matters. The full moon of Nisan, the 15th day of Nisan. So today is a day of spiritual astonishment and quiet before the mystery of Calvary for us Christians. And the readings, like always in the liturgy, help us to enter the themes. And today we start with the song of the suffering servant, another portion or another one of the songs of the suffering servant, the 4 songs of the suffering servant. And I invite you, without me doing much talking, just to go and read it. And you have the link here. And to continue reading the text, just to let them percolate in your mind and heart and soul. There's a process for seeds to develop through flowers, little buds, a blossoming, a maturing of the blossom, a falling away of the petals, a development of the seed, development of the fruit. And that's a good image for our soul. It's the growth of our mind, our heart, the fruits of our thoughts, of our love. It's part of the process of prayer, contemplating God and His actions in our history. And we can say our history going back to Adam and Eve. We can say our history to this very day in our own lives, and the difficulties and challenges we have to endure and bear, the sufferings. Here we had the prayer last night at this little grove, this little cluster. All that's left here right now is the stand. It was done through Spanish and live streamed in the Spanish Magdala, Facebook and YouTube. And then we went inside, where prayer continues at a special altar of repose, which is typical all around the world in every single parish on this day, accompanying Jesus in his prayer in Gethsemane until his capture, and then walking with him in the different steps of the Passion. And so after the reading of the suffering servant, which also stirs up our own feelings and emotions to get into sync. If you're at a wedding and you're crying all the time, people will say, "What are you doing here? What are you thinking about? What's on your heart? What's bothering you?" And that's a very valid question, because when you're at a wedding and you're enjoying and celebrating with all the people at the wedding. When I see these red flowers in this context, I always think of that poem, I see his blood upon a rose. And so we have these questions in the Song of the Suffering Servant that are very powerful, you know. Who would believe what we have heard? To whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? My servant shall prosper, he shall be raised high and greatly exalted. Even as many were amazed at him, so marred was his look beyond human semblance, and his appearance beyond that of the sons of man. So shall he startle many nations. Because of him, kings shall stand speechless. He grew up like a sapling before him, like a shoot from the parched earth. He was spurned and avoided by people, a man of suffering, accustomed to infirmity, one of those from whom people hide their faces. Spurned, and we held him in no esteem. Yet it was our infirmities that he bore, our sufferings that he endured, while we thought of him as stricken, as one smitten by God and afflicted, but he was pierced for our offenses, crushed for our sins. Upon him was the chastisement that made us whole. By his stripes we were healed. We had all gone astray like sheep, each following his own way, but the Lord laid upon him the guilt of us all. Though he was harshly treated, he submitted and opened not his mouth. Oppressed and condemned, he was taken away, and who would have thought any more of his destiny? A grave was assigned him among the wicked, and a burial place among evildoers, though he had done no wrong. The mystery of life, going out into the challenges of life. The ultimate victim who redeems victimhood. If he gives his life as an offering for sin, he shall see his descendants in a long life. Because of his affliction, he shall see the light and fullness of days. Through his suffering, my servant shall justify many, and their guilt he shall bear. You think of all the guilt parents bear for their children. Many times children go down very wayward paths, and the parents have to put up with all the consequences and pay for them. so we just wrap up. I didn't want to speak in there since a silent prayer there accompanying Jesus and all the steps of the Passion. And I invite you to do that as well as you read through the Gospel account of the Passion that's here in the link. And it's not so much about reading it all, it's about stopping at a place or two or three where your heart is particularly touched by what is happening. Giving yourself time. Take time on Good Friday to connect, to go deeper, to get what's going on. People, God bless you. Have a wonderful day of prayer today as you go through this day that's so special, it's so powerful. It can affect our lives so much and be a time of great renewal and depth. And bring light also into the troubles you have, the trials in life, the challenges at this moment, health or family relationships or economic issues, concerns about the world or suffering direct conflict, depending on where you are. May the Lord bless you.